Thank you, Bill. I'm joining you from the beautiful Chinatown Library branch, and welcome everyone who is tuning in from Chicago and around the world. For more than 20 years, the Library Foundation Awards has been a platform for authors and artists and library champions to share stories that are bolder than we could ever imagine. Stories they were born to tell. In 2020, the Library Foundation Awards boldly shifted from an only in-person event to a broadcast experience for anyone in Chicago and around the world. In 2021, a record 8,500 people tuned into the broadcast of our awards presentation, and in doing so, engaged in our growing Library Foundation community. Every year, our honorees share their stories, including how their experience in public libraries have shaped and transformed their work. And in sharing their stories, they inspire each of us, library champions and supporters like you, to share what libraries mean to all of us. Together, we fuel programs that close the academic opportunity gap, programs that bridge the digital divide, programs that activate creativity and connect us to our communities. You make it possible for the library to be bold. You activate our libraries as community hubs. There is something uniquely bold and empowering about the way that we learn in libraries. And the library brings us together to activate change. By joining our Library Foundation community, you are part of this transformative work, and every dollar activates change and strengthens our city's 81 library branches. I want to say congratulations to our honorees, Tony Kushner, Rick Bayless, and Sherman Dilla Thomas. May their stories inspire you to get involved with your public library. Enjoy the 2022 Library Foundation Awards, and please share this broadcast with your friends and family.
Thank you, Brenda. And thank you to our entire Chicago Public Library Foundation and funding community. Your support enables us to be the bold and responsive library today's Chicagoans deserve. Now, many of you know this story, how after the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, poet Carl Sandburg described Chicago as a city shoveling, wrecking, planning, building, breaking, and rebuilding. And it was through this rebuilding that we laid the foundation of our great Chicago Public Library, with each generation adding to our story. So it's here on the eve of our 150th anniversary that we want to celebrate you, this generation of builders who are so committed to our mission of providing equitable access to information, ideas, and lifelong learning. It's through your support that we can continually and boldly raise the bar of not just what libraries can be here in Chicago, but nationally and internationally. We did this in 2019 when Chicago Public Library became the largest library in the country to go find free. This impacted over 100,000 youth who previously had blocked accounts. Now I want us to stop and take a moment to think about what this means when a person, young or old, is told they're not welcome or can't access one of the cornerstones of their neighborhood. That's why Find Free is such a big deal. And I want to thank Mayor Lightfoot for her unwavering support of this important initiative. Also, thanks to the mayor's support, we've added Sunday hours to all 81 library locations. During the pandemic, we expanded operations, and our staff made sure that our communities had access to critical resources, such as broadband. For this, I want to especially thank our amazing team of more than 1,000 CPL staff. And we continue to build on these successes. Starting this year, the library is partnering with Chicago Public Schools to empower our next generation by providing library access to all 330,000 CPS students. This Student Success Card, as we call it, will guarantee early access to library books, ebooks, databases, and homework help for all students and teachers in the CPS community, and will be the foundation for the future of youth in Chicago. But we're not stopping there. At a time when books across the country are being challenged and banned at unprecedented rates, we're reminded of just how critical our public libraries are to our democracy. That's why, with the support of our foundation, we've doubled down on our freedom to read, selecting Art Spiegelman's Mouse, one of the most frequently challenged books, as our 2022 One Book, One Chicago selection. And to highlight this national conversation even further, we've partnered with the Astor Gates, last year's Library Foundation awardee, to create the world's first book sanctuary art installation at our Harold Washington Library Center. His art will act as a visible testament to our city's freedom to read. Of course, we can only take these bold steps because our city library has such a powerful partner in the Library Foundation and in each and every one of you whose commitment and support empowers us not just to build, but to push the bounds of what a library can be. So on behalf of our library users, our 1,000 staff, I want to thank you for your support. We're 150 years young, and we're still just getting started.